Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. My name is Draco Beeks, and welcome to my NBA Finals prediction. Now, if the title hasn't already confirmed it for you, I am definitely a very casual NBA fan. Love the game of basketball, love everything about the sport. It's just with other sports that I watch and things like that, I just kind of put basketball on the back burner until we get to about the finals time, and well, here we are. And man, what a matchup we got this year. Now, it might be because I've actually tried to get into the playoffs a lot more than I usually have in years past, but this matchup really intrigues me. This is very much a David and Goliath type story to me heading into these finals. So up first, we have Goliath and the Denver Nuggets. They've been the number one seed in the West pretty much all regular season. They've breezed through their competition in the playoffs, and here they are in the finals for the first time in a long time for as far as the Nuggets themselves goes. I think it's the first time in their program's history, so this is pretty cool for them. But they've been just an absolute juggernaut throughout the whole season, and nothing's really slowed them down. They were able to get rid of the Timberwolves in 5 games, the Phoenix Suns in 6, and they even swept aside LeBron and the Lakers to make it to the finals. So it looks like they've been on quite a hot roll going into the finals here. They look unstoppable. And when you look at this team's lineup, you can understand why, with guys like Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, just to name a few, and their depth has been really good for them this season as well. This team looks like they could very easily win this series, especially against a Heat team that kind of limped into the tournament almost. A lot of people were saying in years past that this team was just the Nikola Jokic show, but in reality it was just because all of their other guys had just been injured so often that they never really were able to kind of mesh fully together, and they've all been healthy this year. So this looks like an unstoppable force. I know I say it a lot, but I mean, they've absolutely bossed the entire playoffs. It's kind of silly not to pick them, right? Well, not so fast, because on the other side of the coin, we have the Miami Heat, a team who made it into the play-in tournament as a 7th seed, lost to Atlanta, and then barely beat Chicago to clinch that 8th seed, and then they were supposed to go up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who were like the Nuggets in the East. They looked unstoppable, they had a really good team, everyone seemed to be healthy, but no. They tossed them aside in 5 easy games, and everyone was on notice at that point. After the Heat beat the Bucks, Miami, they were definitely on fire, and that's pun intended. Beating the Knicks in 6 games, barely beating the Celtics in 7 games, but they had a 3-0 lead, so you could argue that they could have swept them, but it ended up going 7. What a series, by the way. Everyone was picking it to go at least 6 or 7 games anyway. That's what I wanted to see because both of the Celtics and the Heat were playing unreal basketball. But the Heat able to take away Game 7 in Boston by 20-plus points, they're no pushover either. They're going to make some noise in this series as well. I think this is just the ultimate David and Goliath, but it's a lot more evenly matched on paper. I mean, just look at the names on the Heat. You've got Jimmy Butler. You've got Tyler Hero, who's coming back from his broken hand that he suffered at the end of the regular season, beginning of the playoffs. Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry. They even got Kevin Love on the bench. Like, what's not to love about this team, right? So it's the Juggernaut versus a Cinderella story, and both of these teams, I'm going to be honest, I really want both of them to win. The Nuggets have never won before. The Heat, with Jimmy Butler, I'm a big fan of his, and just the Heat culture, the Heat team in general, they're looking to win their first title since LeBron left. I mean, both of these sides, I'm going to be okay with whoever wins, but what is my exact prediction going to be? So I think I already said in this video, but I expect it to go at least 6 games. I think it's going to go 7 for sure, and it is very much a toss-up in my eyes. You've got both teams that are on a very hot roll. Denver's even got a little bit more rest than the Heat, but the Heat have the momentum rolling because they've had to play more basketball. This, for me, it comes down to Game 7. I think it's going all the way. I think it's going 7 games, and there's one thing that maybe shouldn't play into much of a factor for the whole series, but I think it's going to, especially for the Game 7. And that being, it's going to be in Denver, a mile high in the air. With that altitude, I think it's going to finally catch up to the Heat. I think this goes all the way. I think it's going to be a very close Game 7 at that. But with Jokic and his supporting cast around him, I think they barely edge it out in Game 7. And Denver takes home their very first NBA title. But let me know what you guys think. I'm very intrigued to see what your guys' predictions are in the comments as well. If you liked this video, please hit the like on it. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button as well. I'll be making a lot more of these videos coming very shortly. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, I will see you later. Take care.